This video is brought to you by CatBeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
There's a place in Baltimore, Maryland that is famous for pit beef. I'm referring to Chap's Pit Beef. In today's video, I'm going to try to copycat or mimic, replicate exactly what they do at their establishments right there in Baltimore and surrounding areas. You might have seen Chap's featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives and other Food Network shows. That's exactly where I heard from them. Never been to Maryland, never been to Baltimore, but today I'm going to do on the Pits and Spits Grill what they're famous for. Well, the first thing, let me tell you what meat that they use there at Chap's. They use a whole bottom round flat, and what they use is an Angus, and that's exactly what I have here is choice Angus, same cut that they use right there at Chap's. Here is my rub. Now, I don't know exactly what their rub consists of, but I do know because this was actually in an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives where the owner said that they use paprika, garlic, thyme, cumin, chili powder, salt, pepper, and a few other things as the way he said it. And in addition, I'm also using a little dry mustard and a little onion powder. I'll have the exact recipe that I put together in the description box if you would like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this entire thing covered with this rub, and after that I'm just gonna push it off to the side, fire up the Pits and Spits. Got the Pits and Spits all fired up. Speaking of Pits and Spits, one of the first things I thought of when I seen this pit was Baltimore pit beef. It is the perfect pit to do this kind of cook with. Like we're sweating in good on our meat, we're gonna go ahead and get this on. We are cooking over a direct fire, direct charcoal, lump charcoal to be exact. And just so you know, before I even get started, this thing is gonna be charred on the bottom, top, side. This is gonna have a very black char, and that's exactly what it's supposed to have. I'm letting you know that before I ever do it, to where you don't think that I burnt it. I don't know if I said it, but this bottom round flat weighs in at 11.57 pounds. Good hunk of meat there. It's like a brisket almost, but it actually comes from the rear leg, the outer leg of a cow. You got your bottom round. Right up under here is where the eye round would lay, where they removed it, and then the top round's on the opposite side. Not a lot of difference between the top round and the bottom round. You actually could use either one. So I'm just gonna flip, turn as necessary till we get everything completely charred over. I'm looking for an internal temperature of 110 degrees, and I know you're thinking that's mighty rare. Well, you'll see why later. All right, so I just moved it over here on the indirect side just for a moment. And so you know, the fire is about 13 inches below this grate. This pit will let down to 15 inches, 18 inches if you go below the bottom notches. But I'm the second notch up. Now, what Chap's does, unlike a lot of your other styles of barbecue, is he'll take, when it gets the color he likes, and he'll remove this fat cap. Now, this doesn't have much of a fat cap like a lot of them do, and he'll just put that right back over the fire. Let that kind of get the fire good and hot, and also it's going to infuse more flavor into this meat. He says that you get a better eating experience if you get rid of the fat. Now, they do not re-season this side, but what they do, and as you can see, that's really picking up our fire. Spread a little bit of that around. Then they go fat cap down, or what used to be fat cap. They're gonna finish it off, for now anyway, right here. We're gonna let that go maybe 15 minutes, 20, whatever it takes to get that char back. We're starting to look pretty good on this bottom side. Let's go ahead and To get this in more manageable pieces for the slicer, I'm going to go ahead and cut right down the middle here. And you can expect this to be pretty rare, right dead in the middle. And that's what you want. Yeah, you can see that's still raw. That's all right. We're going to go face down. Go about 15 minutes. If you're in the market for a good, reliable thermometer, check out ThermoPro. They have instant reads, they have wired meat thermometers, they have wireless thermometers. They have a huge selection. If you use my link in the description and use my code Smoky Ribs Barbecue, you'll get 25% off your total order. As you can tell, I ended up cutting it in half again just so it would fit on my slicer. The one they use there at Chap's is a big globe, I think a 12-inch globe. This is a 10-inch. He has a lot more travel on this piece, so that explains that. But here we go. Let's go ahead and, now these first few are going to be scraggly until I can square this thing up, but here we go. All right, we're gonna hold with that right there for a second, and I'll come back and slice the rest of that. Let me show you what they do to order. That's the thing, you got a big hunk of meat. If you've got some guy that wants a rare, somebody with medium rare, medium, well done, how do you do all that from one chunk of meat? Well, true, it tapers down, you're gonna be a little bit more well on your thinner ends, but the way they do it is like this. So all they do is take a handful of meat. You can see how rare that is in the middle. They put it right back on the fire. They toss that around for a few minutes until they get it to their liking. That's also going to infuse a little bit more flavor into it. So while I'm here, might as well go on with some buns. We're going to put a sandwich together. So you know, they do use a variety of bread. They have potato bread. This is potato rolls. That's primarily what you'll see with this type of sandwich. I've also seen them use rye bread, hoagie buns, just depending on what kind of sandwich it is. So onto that, they'll take some thinly cut onions. They also serve pickles on the side. I decided not to do the pickles. Now they have a barbecue sauce, but I wanted the horseradish tiger sauce here. Put a cap on it, give it a taste. Well, you know what time it is. Here we go. Are you kidding me? Fantastic. I tell you what, I've never had theirs, but if it tastes better than this, then I'm putting that on my bucket list because this is really good. I've done olive round in the past in a smoker, sear it off a little bit, slice it. It was good, it was tender. This will melt in your mouth. This is so good. The onions, the tiger sauce just sends it over the top. I know I'm wearing it and I don't care. And the pits and spits did exactly what I knew it would do. This is the perfect pit for this. The church chicken I did a while back, it's perfect for that. Did low and slow on it. It's just a perfect all-around pit, but you're not gonna get 15 inches of clearance on many grills. You're just not. And this one can do that. It can actually, like I say, go up to 18 inches if you lower all the way down. So that's pretty good in itself. Just a good all-around versatile pit. I'll have links in the description if you're interested in the pits and spits grills or smokers, whatever they may have. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm Russ Jones with Smoky Ribs Barbecue.